What's up, everybody? Welcome to a Wednesday. Is it Wednesday? Wednesday edition of The Squeeze. I am Tyler Connie. I'm trying to forget what day it is because we've just been rolling along here. If you followed these bets on Monday, it was a 3-0 sweep. Yesterday, it was a 1-1 day. I just did a quick little YouTube short there. But if you were in the Discord yesterday, it was a phenomenal day. Yesterday was almost a 4-unit day. The main bet we had was the Philadelphia Phillies to be leading after the first 5 innings. We've gone back to that 2 times in a row, and I think we might have to do that 3 times in a row. That bet's hit both times. Did have the Seattle Kraken to beat the Avalanche. They did not, but hit some other really good bets. We had the Edmonton Oilers to win in regulation at plus 105. They won that game 6-1. We had the Dallas Stars and the Vegas Golden Knights to go to overtime. They did. That was a plus 340. And we also had a parlay between Aaron Nola. It was had a bunch of stuff. So if you're in the Discord, that's why you should be in the Discord. It's all free. I don't charge any sort of VIP. We just we make lots of plays, and I do the research for you. If you want to fade, that's great. If you want to follow them, that is also awesome too. So we're up 3 units this week already. So we lost 3 units last week. We've already made them all back up in the first 2 days of this week. So before we get to today's bets, I just have 2 of them. Just a reminder, you should jump in the Discord, trying to make it a little bit more conversational. It's usually just kind of me talking, but some people chime in as well. Don't be shy. Trying to get that conversation going, because the way social media is going with Twitter and all that, who knows sort of where the audience is and where the people are going to be. So I want to get that Discord rocking and rolling. And also, if I've made you money over the last couple of days, hitting the subscribe button would be nice, or telling one friend, hey, this guy does this every day. He doesn't charge a fee. His picks are all transparent. They're all posted. They're all free. Hitting the subscribe button would be great. 2 bets today because there's really not a lot going on. You've got the WNBA Finals. You've got 2 games in the NHL, and you've got 1 game in Major League Baseball. That's it. So I will probably have more plays later on today, specifically in the NHL. But for today, we're just going to start with the 2 plays, starting with the WNBA Finals and starting with the Las Vegas Aces. Now, this is an interesting matchup because this series is 2-1 Vegas, and none of the games have been close. So Vegas won Game 1 by 17. They won Game 2 by 28. And then New York won Game 3, 87-73. I think this is the game that's finally a little bit closer, and I can't believe the Vegas Aces are plus 6. Now, I know that Chelsea Gray is not going to play tonight. She's out with an injury. She's one of their better players. She's been averaging over 15 points per game in the playoffs. She's played very well in the WNBA Finals as well. I get that, but I do think that Vegas just got kind of embarrassed a little bit, and I think it just seems like, okay, there's the loss, there's the win that the Liberty were going to get. Now it's time for the Aces to get it back in gear, and I think they can win this basketball game. It's plus 2 something on the money line, which isn't a bad bet, but 6 points is a lot in an NBA Finals game. Yes, it's an elimination game for the Liberty, but I don't think Vegas wants to go to a Game 5, which would be a deciding game. It's the best of 5 series. I don't think Vegas wants to do that. So I think at the very least, they stick around and they keep it close. Maybe New York can win this without Chelsea Gray for Vegas, but by 2 points, by 3 points, maybe 4. I just think the line is just too high for a team that's been as dominant as the Aces have been all season long. So I'm taking the Las Vegas Aces plus 6 for minus 110 at DraftKings. And then the other game, it's interesting. Game 1, we took the over. It missed. Game 2, we took the over. It hit. Game 3, now I'm going to take the under in the Houston Astros and the Texas Rangers. It is a little bit juicy. It's minus 122 at FanDuel. Once you get into the minus 30 range, that's when I get a little bit gun-shy. I like the Texas Rangers to win this game. I feel like we're on a crash course for the Rangers and the Phillies. They both might sweep their respective championship series the way they're playing. It just seems like, I mean, the Rangers haven't lost yet in the playoffs, and the Phillies are just absolutely crushing the baseball, and that would just be an absolutely incredible World Series. Very excited if that's the case. But it's interesting to note that we saw Game 1, the total was set at 8.5. It went under. There was only 2 runs. Game 2 is set at 8.5. That went over by 1 run. They've set Game 3 here at FanDuel at 9.5. You've got Max Scherzer pitching. He hasn't pitched since the series against the Toronto Blue Jays, so it's been about 5 weeks since the last time that Max Scherzer pitched, but he was dominating the Blue Jays at that point. He did have a rough outing against Houston, which might be why this line is higher. His September 6th start against the Astros, he went 3 innings, gave up 6 hits and 7 earned runs. But it's Max Scherzer. It's Game 3. It's the playoffs. It's at home. This series now shifts to Arlington, Texas. how do you bet against that? Right? He had another incredible season. And then even for Houston, whose pitching has been suspect, you've got Christian Javier going for the Astros today. He's coming off back-to-back shutout performances. He shut out Minnesota. In 5 innings, he gave up 0 earned runs, struck out 9. He's against Arizona, that was regular season, but it was 6 innings, 0 earned runs, 4 strikeouts. There hasn't given up more than 3 runs in his last 5 starts. And now the number, again, for Houston can't lose this baseball game. If they go down 3-0 against Texas, you can pretty much wrap this up and punch the ticket to the World Series for the Rangers. And they know that. And I don't think the Texas Rangers, although they've been mashing the ball, those two teams have played hard. It's sort of, to me, this is a bit of a, same with the Vegas Aces, knowing how the playoffs go and how these things go, because the reason I bet over in the first 2 games was, well, look at the trend. They've been going over. And it's like, okay, well, things have changed now. Now it's game 3. Now it's going to be a little bit tighter. Now there's a little bit more pressure. The batters might be holding the bat a little bit tighter. All those sort of things play into it, which you aren't going to necessarily get from just looking at the stats. So 9.5 just seems a bit too high. 10 runs, like a 6-4 final to me just doesn't seem like it's going to happen, especially the way game 1 was played. So I will take the under there. So those are your 2 bets for today. Like I mentioned, I will have some more NHL plays or some props or something in the Discord later on. So link in the description for that. But your 2 bets for today, give me the Las Vegas Aces +6 for -110 at DraftKings, and give me the Rangers and the Astros to go under 9.5 for -122 at FanDuel. As always, drop a comment if you're fading or following. You can follow me across all my socials, linked in the description. Your audio is on Apple and on Spotify. Let's have a great Wednesday. Let's keep winning some bets, and let's talk sports.